Hello and welcome. I'm Rose Smith and I'm here with Pick a Card, your weekly tarot reading. And it's for the week commencing 10th of June, which is today in beautiful Australia. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere or elsewhere, well, maybe not elsewhere, but if you're in the US or in Europe or in England, it will probably still be Sunday. So this is a heads up on the vibe that you'll get for the week. Now, it's quite simple. All you have to do is pick a number between 1 and 5, okay? And to get us all into the zone, simply close your eyes now and we'll do a little brief relaxation session just so that you get in touch with the right number that you're supposed to have for the week. Okay, so closing your eyes and taking a deep breath and just allowing that breath to go down in your body and to let all the problems and stresses of the day disappear. Just let them all go as you go deeper and deeper with every breath. Feel that breath filling your lungs and bringing that life-giving oxygen into your body now. And imagine that you're sinking now down through your body, from your chest into your abdomen, pelvis, thighs, going deeper and deeper with every breath. Down into your shins, ankles, and feet. And just imagine now that out of the bottom of your feet, tap roots are growing down into the earth and they're gently pulling you down into the earth where you feel safe and embraced by Mother Earth. Okay, now just imagine there is a guide, a spiritual guide with you, and that guide is now giving you a number between 1 and 5. Please take note of that number. Thanking your guide now and being grateful for what you're about to find out. Imagine that you're rising up through the earth. The taproots in your feet are growing shorter and shorter as you come back to the surface of the earth, back to where you were sitting previously. Becoming aware of your body as your attention floats up higher and higher. And you sit comfortably within your body, remembering the number that your spiritual guide gave you. Thank you, and be here now, right back in this same spot as where you started. Alrighty, I shuffled up the cards previously, and now we're about to start. And the first one, of course, is number 1. So let's have a look what the tarot has to tell you for the week 10th of June, card number 1. Okay. Oh dear. Excuse me, coughing and spluttering. So we have the 9 of Swords. Now, this card has come out several times in the past month or so, and you'll see this lass, she's upset about a situation that has come to an ending. Okay, it's very nearly at completion. You can see that she's holding on to something that is purple. It's purple fabric of some description. So it's there to give her support and to bolster her in her decision. Some of you may have been through quite a difficult time. It could be the end of a relationship or the end of a job, or it's the end of a situation. Life will never be quite the same again after going through this. it could actually even be the end of ideas, things that you were doing that you thought you were quite correct in doing. And at the time you were correct, but now you might have a different point of view because you're changing, you're learning, you're growing. And so some of our ideals or the things that we think are right, they might not be right for us anymore, but they were right at the time, and that was the best we could do with our understanding then. So you can see she's rather distressed, okay, but it is the end. It is a time of completion. Swords are about mental activity. It's about dissecting and analysing what is going on in your life and cutting out the things that don't actually work for you anymore. Okay, it's tough. It requires courage, and sometimes we're all faced with a decision that we had to cut something off, even if in our ego, in our head, we think, oh, we want to continue on with, ABC, and yet we might know that it's not right for us. And so we have to cut it off, okay? So better out than in. Let me just move that over a little bit so you can see more clearly. Still not quite right. Kind of hard to see. Okay, let's go with number 2 now and see what we can come up with. Okay, card number 2 for the week commencing 10th of June 2019. And I'm looking for a vibe. And it is the 5 of Cups. Okay, so sort of mixed feelings here about the 5 of Cups. And it's like, it can be very creative. 5s can be very creative, but often you can see there's like 2 cups that are separated from 3 cups. Now, I always think about with 5 of Cups, it's like emotional, and there's a bit of disappointment. Often the 2 cups have sort of turned over. In this case, they're not turned over, but it's like spilling something or losing something, but you still have something. So it's kind of, you could reframe it and say it's a win, a partial win, not a full win. But yeah, often there's a feeling of disappointment. And she's got a red rose there. Look, that kind of implies that it's love. It can be love, but it could be any number of things. So it's relating to disappointment. Let me just close my eyes and get a bit more of a vibe. So card number 2. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So I've got 2 things going on in my mind when I close my eyes. First is like a battlefield. So, arguments, things not working out the way you planned. It's like push comes to shove, push comes to shove like this, and butting heads, and somebody comes off the loser. The other thing I see is like a cliff, and it's like coming to the edge of a precipice, and you have to jump off. And at some point, when you jump off, you're either going to, sprout wings and fly, or you're going to crash. So I would start being positive and growing my wings so I could fly. So it's not a terrible card by any means, but you've got the opportunity here. You can make the best of a bad situation and find a silver lining, and there's something in it for you, okay? Something that you can get out of it, some growth, some experience, and you'll say, geez, I won't do that again, or whatever it is. Okay, focusing on number 3. If you've picked the number 3, let's go with that. Okay, so I see when I close my eyes there, a ladder, and the ladder's not vertical. It's sort of like at a bit of an angle, but it's not vertical. So this implies that there's a ladder of success, and it's not too hard to climb. You could go at a relatively easy pace and still be successful in your project. Okay, so let's see what the cards come up, and a couple of cards actually jumped out to me, and one is the 3 of Swords. Three of Swords, and the other is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so let's start with this one, the Two of Pentacles. This is often about money, and, you know, not huge amounts. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to, you know, win the lotto tomorrow or anything like that, but small amounts of money that put a smile on your dial. And it's not only money, it's also physical possessions, physical things that are coming your way. So if you've had an issue with finances, you know, that is a great card to get, because that implies that there's some sort of relaxation around stress and tightness of finances. So again, it does go back to the ladder, success, and it comes relatively easy, okay? And this other one, the Three of Swords, okay, sometimes this one, the first thing I see is that it's like if there's a love affair, it could be end up with a triangle, or, you know, a love triangle, or could even be like three friends that had a falling out. Two get on and one doesn't get on. It's like a wheel that, you know, has three parts, three sides to the wheel. It doesn't quite roll quite properly. So if you had number 3 in your mind, just think about, and it's funny, we're talking about number 3 and it's the Three of Swords. So if you had number 3 in your mind, think about areas in your life where there's 3 components. One component may not work properly, okay? So I'll put these two up here just to confuse things. Two cards for number 3. Alrighty. Now, number 4. Let's go with number 4. I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking downstairs. They're just going feral down there. I've got 2 great Danoodles. Okay, focus on this. Number 4. And card for 4. Okay, so I see when I close my eyes there, it's cooking and baking cakes and things like that. That's all about nurturing other people. That's using your skills, your natural skills, to help other people. Okay, and we come up with the World card. This is beautiful. See this lady here? She's like an angel wrapped in gold. And it's literally, the world is your oyster. So there's all sorts of things you can manifest this week and bring into physical reality. You know, so if you've had any, you know, ideas, you know, you want to garden, you want to create, you want to make money, you know, you want a relationship, or you want to improve a relationship, this week you can get stuff to go your way, okay? It's a sort of, does have a bit of good luck, but it's more about being spiritually advanced, more, you know, making spiritual advancements. See how she's got one foot on the earth there? That's all about grounding. Oh, hello, we've got some people coming up. Hi from Goondiwindi. Hello, Artistic Mum. You got number 5. Hi, Ros C, number 2. Artistic Mum. Yeah, well, let's see. We'll find out. Yeah, they've just come up the comments. Yeah, I've never been out there to Goondiwindi, but it's in Queensland, which I'm in Queensland, so I'm on the coast of the Gold Coast. And Ros C has got number 2. Okay, so the world is fantastic if you've picked number 4. Okay, so well done you. Okay, let's come up for number 5 and see what comes out for Artistic Mum at Goondiwindi. I'm sure that must be, excuse me, I'm sure that must be Aboriginal, but I don't know what it means. Okay, number 5 for the week commit. Okay, so as soon as I close my eyes there, I've got a lot of green. I think it's a green door that I'm seeing. That's like an opportunity for growth for you, Artistic Mum, coming up in the next week. Okay, so number 5 is alive. Oh, wow, they're showing me all this thing. They're showing me a globe, a gold globe, and they're handing it to me, and it's like I'm to give it to you. And they're saying, again, it's like, you can go anywhere in the world, or you can do anything. They, you know, they really want to encourage you. Let's see, something's just popped up. What does that say? I'm hoping to move. Oh, right, great. It hasn't been the best environment. Nature is unbelievable. Yeah, Aboriginal for home and resting birds. Yeah, so I feel like you've learnt a lot out there, but I also lived in an outback town for 15 years, would you believe? And spiritually, it's very good for you, really strengthens you. That's what I found. But very, very difficult dealing with some of the people in those rednecked places. Of course, not everyone is rednecked, but there are a lot. Okay, so let's go with number 5 is live, and we come up with the Two of Swords. Okay, so Two of Swords, twos can be about, again, it's swords, so this is about thinking, okay? It's not so much about activity like physically doing things. This is about planning, goal setting, strategizing, and twos can also, be about relationships, and it could be also about finances as well. Finances could be involved. But see there at the back, see there's like 2 reflections. That's not reality. What people who've picked number 5, they have to be careful that they don't misread the situation, because those reflections in the back, they're not real. Okay, so concentrate on the foreground, not the background. There's like an undercurrent or a background energy that is not real. The background energy is from things from your childhood or something that's happened in the past, could even be on your family tree, ancestral memories coming through your DNA, and it's sort of tied into what the situation. I just get a sense of isolation, out there, which is kind of beautiful if you're out in the, out on the plains or, out in nature. But yeah, isolating as well, So concentrate on the real physical things that you have to do, rather than that background stuff. Okay. So thank you, Artistic Mum. There was something else I wanted to tell you. Having been in I think I've been in a similar situation to you. You're there for a reason, and this will make you stronger. So when you move on, you'll be able to bring your spirituality out in a very open and confident way. Once you've been out in places like that, the rest of the world is easy. So that's number 5. 2 of Swords. It's about cutting stuff off. Again, Swords is always about dissecting it and working it out in your mind, what you're going to do, strategizing, planning, and then you take action. So heritage is Lebanese. Oh, you poor dear, living out there, and I'm not fitting in. No. Yeah. Glad this has helped. Yeah, no. Go to a place where you've got a population of at least 50,000 people, and where it's multicultural. In those outback towns, very, very difficult. And as you can appreciate, because I'm actually a psychic, not, just a tarot card reader, I'm a psychic. And so those living in those places is very difficult to try and express yourself and be authentic and be who you truly are. They just want you to play sport and drink all the time, or do drugs, and we don't all want to do that. But in the meantime, please leave a like. Happy to answer any of your comments. And my birds are going crazy outside. I don't know if you can hear them. They're sulfur-crested galahs, and there's a flock of about 10 just out the window here. It means it's going to rain. It'll be raining soon, which we need the rain, so that's great. But yeah, I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and have a beautiful week. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday, 8 o'clock, Sydney time, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Okay, have a lovely week. Bye for now.